We now move on to the next topic, that is reproduction and modern technology. Now, many couples are unable to have children. There may be more than one reason, and it may be different in males and females. So, just let us go through the various reasons because of which the couples may be childless. First, let us see what may be the problems in females. Irregularity in menstrual cycle. This is one of the reasons. Difficulties in oocyte production. We have seen that an oocyte is released every month after the age of puberty when the follicles mature and the oocyte is released. So if there are some difficulties in oocyte production, in that case, the couple will remain childless. Then we have obstacles in oviduct. If the egg is not able to move, then it encounters a problem in fertilization, and so there may be some obstacles which are not allowing the egg to move forward in the oviduct. Lastly, difficulties in implantation in uterus. That is, once the oocyte is released, it comes to the oviduct, it even encounters the male gamete, fertilization occurs, zygote is formed, but once the zygote undergoes multiple mitotic divisions and gets converted into an embryo, and it is pushed down to the uterus for implantation or attachment, here the difficulties arise. That is, difficulties in implantation itself, that is, attachment of the embryo to the uterus for further development. So these are some reasons in women. Let us now come to the problems that may be present in men. Low sperm count in semen, this is one reason. Slow movement of sperms. We have seen that the sperms are motile and they have got a tail through which they can move, but the movement is of these sperms, if it is very slow, then it encounters a problem. And lastly, anomalies in sperms. So if the sperm itself is defective or has got certain anomalies, it results in the couples remaining childless. So these are some of the reasons, and now we will go on to the next topic where we are going to study some advanced medical techniques like in vitro fertilization, surrogacy, and sperm bank, which have come to the help of such childless couples and that they can have a child. The first method that we are studying is in vitro fertilization. The term in vitro refers to the process that is carried out outside the body of the living organism. So here we find that the process of fertilization, that is the fusion of the male and the female gamete, is going to be brought about in a laboratory in a test tube. Therefore, it is referred to as in vitro fertilization. So in this technique, fertilization is brought about in the test tube and the embryo formed is implanted in uterus of woman at appropriate time. So as we have seen that there may be so many problems on account of which the couples remain childless, and so one of the method for these childless couples to have a child is that the fertilization, that is the mature eggs, are collected from the ovaries and they are fertilized by the sperm in a lab in a test tube, and we know that this fertilization would result in the formation of a diploid zygote which undergoes repeated mitotic divisions and results in the formation of an embryo. Now this embryo is going to be implanted in the uterus of the woman. So this IVF technique is used for having a child in case of those childless couples who have problems like less sperm count, obstacles in oviduct, etc. So this is one method. Let us move on to the next method. The next method is called as surrogacy, and this particular method is used for women who are having problems in the implantation of the embryo in the uterus. So such women can take the help of this modern technology that is called as surrogacy. In this technique, oocyte is collected from the ovary of the woman who is having problem in implantation. So the oocyte is collected, and this oocyte is then made to fertilize in a test tube, that is in vitro fertilization is brought about with the help of sperms that are taken from her spouse or the husband. The embryo formed from such fertilization is then implanted in the uterus of some another woman having normal uterus. So this embryo is now taken and it is going to be implanted into the uterus of another woman. This other woman is referred to as a surrogate mother, and the process is called as surrogacy. So this woman in whose uterus the embryo is implanted is called as surrogate mother, and this process is surrogacy. So this method can be useful for those women who are not able to implant the embryo in her uterus. Let's go on to the next one. The third method is the sperm bank or the semen bank. We have come across this word semen in the male reproductive system, and we had said that the semen comprises of the various secretions given out by the various glands like the prostate gland, the Cooper's gland, and the seminal vesicle. Along with it, it even comprises of the male gametes. So this semen is collected from the men. There are various problems in sperm production as in case of many men. For such couples, new concept of sperm bank has been introduced, and it is similar to blood bank. So just as in a blood bank, blood and the various components of the blood are stored, same way here we have got a semen bank where the semen is stored. Semen from men is collected after their thorough physical and medical checkup and stored in the sperm bank. So the semen is collected from the men and it is stored in the sperm bank. As per the wish of the needful couple, oocyte of the woman of the concerned couple is fertilized by the IVF technique using the semen from sperm bank. So the oocyte belongs to the woman, whereas the sperm is taken from the semen of the men who have donated the semen. Resultant embryo is implanted in the uterus of the same woman, and the name of the semen donor is strictly kept secret as per the law. So this is another way in which, if problem arises in case of men and sperm production is not taking place, the childless couples can have a child. Let's go on to the next topic.